For today's review, we have two of some of my favorite short form games I've played in some time, starting with the FPS Metal Garden and then some 3D platforming with Hypogea. In Metal Garden, we live inside a giant megastructure along with the rest of all living things. But when a supposed exit has been discovered, we are on a race against time to find before it gets shut for good. And we're going to shoot a lot of people that get in our way. Right off the bat, I absolutely love the aesthetics and environmental design of Metal Garden. The game has this kind of like lived-in look and feel, exploring a decrepit world. Reminds me a lot of something like Half-Life 2 or Shadow of the Colossus and Eco along those lines. Now, as I said in the single, this is a short form game and it is very short. When you know what you're doing, it's maybe at most 2.5 to 3 hours, probably even shorter than that once you kind of gone through it. But the game itself is exploring this world. Combat is going to be on the slower side. It's not like clunky or slow pace, but there's something like a little bit more like heft and weight to everything. There is no real like rapid fire weapons in this one. Your pistol still has a very controlled rate of being shot, and instead it's going to be about kind of moving around and keeping one step ahead of the enemies, especially the melee ones, as they can do a lot of damage up close. Exploring the world is done both linearly, going from chapter to chapter, as well as just kind of going off the beaten path to find out more about what's happened to this place. You get a few weapons in this one, and everything feels good. This is not a game you're really going to be playing for hardcore FPS. It definitely goes more in line with the sum is greater than the individual parts. There's just something I really love about exploring these kinds of ruined environments and getting into kind of firefights in very like non-traditional areas. And this is helped of course by the fact that your character can double jump, and it leads to some more interesting battles. There's only, I would say, like 2 tricky fights in the entire game, and they both occur at the very end. The game does also have an interesting way of handling death. When you run out of health, you will revive instantly, but with a wound on a random part of your body. And each wound will do something annoying to you, such as one removes your ability to aim down the sights. And the only way to recover that is to use the med stations that are either hidden in the world or at the start of each new chapter. And I would say from a technical standpoint, my only real complaint is that there are no in-mission checkpoints or saves. The game will only save at the start of a chapter. And this can be a bit annoying if you're halfway through and you have to leave for whatever reason. Gameplay-wise, I just really love this one. I would really love to have seen like more. The ending definitely hints at certainly more to the story, and I hope that we see that from this developer. The game definitely scratches that itch of exploring like this realized and mysterious world, kind of like as I said earlier with Half-Life 2. If you are someone looking for a very short form shooter to enjoy, I highly recommend you check this one out. I am definitely here if the developer decides to release a sequel at some point in the future. We are 2 for 2 for games where you explore ruined worlds. I didn't even plan that when I was coming up with this video. But we are switching over to Hypogea. You play a robot in a very long distant future where humanity has been wiped out. You and a friend are exploring the remains of what appears to be a forgotten base. And up to you to explore this place with a very useful staff in hand. Our gameplay is just pure 3D platforming. Your staff is going to be your Swiss Army tool of platforming, as you'll use it to extend for reaching, pogo bounce off it to extend your jump, and use it in other ways to solve puzzles and get around these very wide and massive environments. The game itself is, again, going to be on the shorter side. I think we finish this in about 2 to 2.5 hours, not collecting all these secret MacGuffins and lore pieces. All the puzzle solving and platforming is simply just about how do you get from point A to point B. The game also checkpoints very readily, and you won't be more than like maybe 10 to 20 seconds away from any checkpoint if you do end up dying. There is no combat in the game whatsoever. This is all about the platforming itself. Like our previous game, I really do like the aesthetics and the world design. Now this one doesn't have the same issue with a lack of checkpoints. But I do wish that there's maybe like a little bit more you could do off the beaten path in terms of the platforming. I could imagine some like speedrunners having a little bit of a thrill figuring out how to use the kind of like physics defining jumps and pull here in order to get around faster. But this is still a very linear game. There's not going to be like multiple routes, multiple endings, anything like that. And like our previous one, it does kind of like feel like an appetizer to a main course. I would love to see kind of like a development of this particular style of 3D platforming. It really reminds me of kind of like early to mid like PlayStation 2 eras of platforming, where again it's just more about focusing on the environment and less on like enemies or any like active hostiles. For this one, this is going to be for the platformer fans who are looking to do some very quick but still very exciting jumping all around. And with that, both games were played with retail keys. And if you'd like me to play your game, whether it's short, medium, or extra long in terms of its length, be sure to get in touch. If you did play these two, let me know what you thought about them down below. And with that, I'll see everyone for some more talks and design videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.